Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Boldest You podcast. I am super excited about our guest today. We have Caitlin Filmore joining me. She is one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends. We met when we were just babies as freshmen in college. When we were working together at the Olive Garden. And it brought us together over breadsticks and pasta and all the fun memories through college. We have a special episode today where we are just celebrating all things holiday. Caitlin and I have always bonded over our love for the holidays, and so I couldn't think of anyone better to celebrate with me. But before we dive into all the fun holiday stuff, of course, I want to give her time just to introduce herself. So, Caitlin, tell us about you.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. So, I am currently living in Atlanta, Georgia, just outside of. I've been here for a little over 5.5 years, almost 6 years at this point, actually.
That seems crazy to me.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Every time I think about it, I'm like, how have I been here that long? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, so I've been here. I did previously live in North Dakota with Carrie. But yeah, we moved here. I got a job and my husband and I packed our things and moved here. So we've been here, loving it. It's great weather. Can't complain about that. But I work at a university and I've been in the same job, shifted around a little bit at the university, but kind of been at the same university for the last 6 years since we've been here. And yeah, that's kind of, I guess, just like a little bit about me without going too deep.
I feel like they're going to learn more about you as we talk about our love for the
Yes,
holidays and all things
exactly.
around that. So,
Yes.
yes, it still seems crazy to me that it has been that long. I feel like that
Right.
was just yesterday that you guys were making that big life decision to pack up and move to
I,
Georgia. And wow, time
yes.
flies by so quickly. And I think that we graduated from college like 7, 8 years ago. I can't do math quickly, but it'll be eight
No, it's
years.
Yeah, it
Wow.
will be because I think about that and I'm talking to college students and I'm like, I was just in college last
Yep.
year. And it's like, no, not at all. That was actually 8 years ago at this
No,
point.
we are no longer
Like,
relevant. I think
no,
about that
not
too
at
when I would
all.
talk to college kids or even high school kids. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't that long. And I'm like, no, you're almost 30. You'll be 30 next year.
Yeah, my experience is nowhere near what they're experiencing at this point. And so I'm just like,
Nope.
okay,
Yep.
well,
I tried.
yep,
Sorry.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
it,
relate.
it does. Time is like such a weird concept that it feels like it was already said. Like as we were preparing for this episode, and I know I sent you over notes, I was reflecting on all of our fun holiday celebrations in college and being like, I feel like we were just doing those, and it's been years since we have been able to do that together. So I'm excited to reminisce a little bit today, and bring that spirit back, just since it's been so long.
Yes, absolutely. Those parties were like my favorite. That was like what I looked forward to every year. I have a friend here who does them now, so I've been like getting to go to those like since. They're not as good. Don't tell her I said that. But it's also just like the nostalgia and like also I knew all the people that were at your parties usually. So it's like a lot different,
Yeah.
you know, when you have that like background of all those people. But
Yes,
yeah.
I was just telling someone the other day about the college Christmas party that we would do every year as friends and how it kind of started like I think it was freshman, no, it must have been sophomore year. I must have been the first year that we did it. And how it was like a Mod Podge mix of people, but then it was the same people every year. And so like, by the third or fourth time, it was like, oh, I know these people. And I'm like, how did this happen? All these random people that do not see each other outside of that time of the year, but yeah, it was just so fun. The Christmas sweaters that we would wear and all the games and just the time to be together that I feel like as an adult, it's so much harder to be intentional about that time. And I always think in my head, like, oh, I should schedule that. But then trying to manage all of our adult schedules to find a weekday or a weekend where none of us have anything going on is so tricky. So it just looks different now. We still get the holiday spirit, but I love that
Yeah.
you have a friend that is continuing that on in a different way from when we were doing it.
I feel like also going back to that, like it's so hard for adults, especially in December. I feel like people are traveling, and so then it's impossible to find a weekend where all your favorite people that are your top tier,
Yes.
like I want them to be there specifically, I for sure. And so even my friend who like hosts, her sister is out of the country this year, so she was like, "Well, I guess she just won't be there," and I'm like,
No, it is crazy. Like how honestly, I would even say November and December because of course you always have the Thanksgiving in November and then December comes and it does feel like there is always something and trying to balance like the fun family stuff with I mean, I love a Facebook events page where there's all these fun like holiday celebrations at the different restaurants and bars, or the downtown events, and it's like I want to go to everything. And realistically, we've gone to none because when do we have the time?
Exactly.
So yeah, no, it's always I go into December with this nostalgic feeling of, oh, the holidays are here and everything is so pretty and decorated. And every day I'm like, okay, breathe, don't panic. You have lots of time. Christmas is around the corner, but you will get everything done. And it's just like I don't remember December feeling so overwhelming. Even in college, like there was finals week, but then we're done.
You have like the
We have
whole
nothing to
month.
do. It was
Yeah.
so great.
Yes, because it's literally like our students, their last day was, I mean, technically it was on Monday, but like all of them wrapped finals last week. So they've been off and are going to be off until January 12th. So they have like a full month. And I was like, can I get that full month, please? I can't.
Seriously,
That's
I
the answer.
know. Even just taking like I usually take like a week and a half around the holidays with the Christmas time and how that
Yep.
all works out. And it goes by so fast. And it's wonderful. I'm
Yes.
so glad that I'm like able and I'm privileged enough to take the time off, but it
Yes,
goes
for
by
sure.
so quickly where I'm like, I just want to be back in college where like you maybe are working like your job at the time, but it's such a different like responsibility level, and your friends are all like together and you like just do fun things and go to the movies and like go out to
Yep.
eat, and like you have nothing else to worry about. And now my shopping list and all the things I have to do to prepare. So
Yes.
the goal today is to bring the joy back
Yeah,
because all those fun things.
we
But
love
okay, we
it.
talked about the holiday party. I want to talk about other like favorite things around the holidays. So like traditions that you had growing up, or even traditions you've made as an adult, or just like those
Mhm.
other nostalgic things that just make you feel like warm and cozy when it comes to the holidays.
Yes. So one thing like I always did growing up was my mom and I and like whatever other siblings were around were we would always do a big bake of some kind of, so kind of like how you have your family cookie bake. We like it would just be immediate. I mean, we have a big enough like interior immediate family, but it would be like we would play Christmas music and basically bake all day, and it was my favorite. And then we would get to bring all of the goodies that we made to like whatever family member was hosting Christmas that
Hmm.
year, as far as aunts and stuff in the area. And so that was always my favorite, getting to bake with my mom, really, and listening to
Yeah.
music, specifically the Point of Grace Christmas album. I don't know if you know who Point of Grace is.
Nope, but I
They're
will be adding it to my
like
list.
a Christian like women's group. They
Okay,
were
love.
very much my mom's era.
Love that.
And that was like her favorite group and stuff. Like we would go to their concerts and stuff,
So
but
fun.
that was her favorite. And so like she would always play that album. And so now what I do, because I'm not there obviously, and I don't get to do that, so I still will play their album. And so I'll still play it. Like I literally did it yesterday because we had our office Christmas party today.
Hmm.
And so I like did all of my baking yesterday and like had the Christmas music playing. So I still do it in my own way. It's not quite the same, not
Yeah.
having your mom and your family, but that's one that I really loved growing up. And that was one of my favorites. But
It's
yeah.
so it I was thinking about this today because a lot of people I've been talking to going into this weekend before Christmas
Yeah.
are all doing their like, holiday bake. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's funny to think about that that's just like, a cultural thing that before the Christmas you bake with your
Yep.
family in some regard. And as you mentioned, our family does a Christmas cookie bake. That's always a good time. And we get
Mm-hmm.
together and it is, I think about it, I always usually will bake my cookies in advance before my family thing and bring them with. And it feels like you can't bake the cookies without the Christmas music. They really
Yes.
do go together.
You have
Um,
to.
and it's
Otherwise,
just, it
you
feels
wait.
wrong. That's
Yes.
just normal baking then. That's not holiday baking or Christmas
Correct.
cookies if you don't have the music playing.
Gotta have the
And
Christmas
yeah,
music.
it's funny you mentioned that album because there's certain albums that I listen to that like have that nostalgic like feeling for my parents. My mom and dad love Mannheim Steamroller, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and those are
Oh,
now
so good.
albums that are on my Christmas playlist. And it's just funny how our parents pass those things down to us too, like the traditions, but even
Yeah,
down to the music, and that as adults now we'll probably do that with our kids someday and not even think about the fact that this is generational Christmas spirit. So
it is. Thanks, Mom.
exactly. Like, thank you for teaching us to celebrate the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the Christmas baking is always a good one. You mentioned
Mhm.
holiday party. I mean, we already talked about that a little bit, but I even love the work celebrations. Like it's just fun
Yes.
to be able to celebrate with your coworkers. So, what did you guys do for your holiday celebration this year?
So I'm trying to remember. We do one for Thanksgiving and one for Christmas, but Christmas we add in the gift exchange.
Yeah,
And so for Christmas this year, we decided because we brought food and stuff for the Thanksgiving one, we did it like kind of everyone brings something style. This year, what we decided to do for Christmas was go out to breakfast.
love.
So we all met up and got breakfast before coming into the office. We came in late. Um, we did not wake up at like 6 a.m. to go to breakfast. We went at like 9 o'clock, much more appropriate. um, so we met up and got breakfast and then got to the office and then did our Christmas gift exchange. So we draw names every year. And so that was super, it was just really sweet. I loved it. This year, everyone got such good gifts, like, so,
Hmm.
like, honed in on the person that they are. Like, I just was like, oh, I love that. Like, we all just really, I mean, we've all been in the office now. I'm trying to think in like my specific office. I mean, we've had like two new people now in the last year, but everyone else has been here for like at minimum 2 years. And so,
Mm,
like, everyone's kind of like we've got a pretty good relationship with everyone in the
yeah.
office, and so like we all kind of really know each other pretty well, and so I feel like it's a lot easier to do it at that point, like when you really
Hmm.
know the person. I was so excited. I got the other lead advisor on like our team, and so that was super fun because she was like, I'm so hard to shop for. I feel so bad for whoever got me. And she's telling me this. And I was like, oh, girl, just wait. Because I was so excited. Because I was like, I know you so well.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. You're going to get a great gift. So that was really fun. What we did like this year. And then
Yeah.
just played games and stuff. And then
Sounds
brought
like a great
treats
day.
for each other. Yeah.
That's the best. And we do a gift exchange at work too with my team, and it is fun. We do it where you can submit a couple ideas for someone
Yep.
and you fill out a form of like what's your favorite scent and
Mm-hmm.
your favorite candy just to give some people some ideas. But
Yeah.
it is fun to see. And then we do, I mean, we're a virtual team, so we all get on Teams call and we do an opening and it's just fun to see what people pick out. And like you said, how intentional people are with their gift buying. The
Yeah.
person who had me, I opened them and I was looking at them and it said that they were like iced coffee drink holders, like a koozie, but for like iced coffee. And I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh, who knows? Because we always have to guess who had us. And I was like, who knows that I love iced coffee? Like, I don't drink it during the workday, so it probably has to be someone that I would have seen in person. And so I was
Yep.
like trying to come up with this. And then afterwards, the woman who bought it for me, she was like, no, it's for your Dairy Queen blizzards. Because anytime it blizzards outside, my husband and I get
Yes.
blizzards. And I
Yep.
always complain how cold my hands are. And I know her and I have talked about that. And she was like, I've made sure that they like fit a blizzard size cup. And I was like, that's so intentional that you knew that about me. Not something I ever would have thought to buy myself because one didn't even know that that existed. But
Yeah.
like she went out of her way to like, and then she's like, oh, and you're getting a gift card to like buy yourself a blizzard. And I was like, 10 out of 10, crushed it. So it's fun when you have those relationships with the people on your team too, that it becomes really intentional. I feel like gifts are something people can really stress about or they
Yes.
can really enjoy. And it just probably depends
Mhm.
on the situation and the relationships you have with those people.
Definitely. Yeah. Yep. So
Yeah.
good.
Have you ever gotten a gift that's super memorable in your mind?
That's a great question. I This is like a really practical gift.
I love it. Practical gifts are
um,
great.
but one that like my husband and I use all the time is our Ninja grill. My
Oh, they
parents
make
got
a
it for us.
grill?
So it's like a grill, but it's also an air fryer. And so there's like
Whoa.
multiple things on it, and we've had it for like 3 years, and we use it so much because we can't at our apartment we can't have a grill on the
Sure.
patio, and so we can't like grill any food. And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. So we can make chicken in there, we can make steak in there, we do pork chops, like you can do everything in it, and like it's just like a little tabletop. You put anything in it, and like it's great.
Wow.
So we use that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was a great gift. I would have never thought to ask for it.
Yeah.
Because my parents got it for us. And I was just like, I didn't think, because I was like, I don't need an air fryer. Like, I'm not going to really use that. We'll just put stuff in the oven. And then we still use the air fryer too. It's great.
Yeah. I think I was definitely a person who was like, we don't need an air fryer. And then we got one and we use it all the time.
Great for
It's so
reheaters.
convenient.
Like, it's just,
Yep.
yeah, it's
It's
just
so
so
convenient.
convenient.
I'm now team air fryer for sure.
For sure, for sure. I did also one year, Allie got me Ed Sheeran concert tickets, and that was also, he got me something else, but then that was in the card, and I don't even remember what else he got me. Like he got me,
Understandably, because it's Ed Sheeran.
I was so excited, but it was like a concert that he would hopefully be able to come back for, because it was like when we were doing long distance. And
Hmm.
so he got me the tickets and was like, I'm really hoping I'll be able to come back for it. And so that was a really good, like, because it was thinking of for the future too, and like an event that we would get to go to. So that was really sweet too. I loved that gift as well. What about
Yeah,
you?
I was trying to think about that too when you were saying it, and I'm sure that there are other ones that come to mind. One that now I think as an adult, like at the time I don't know that I registered that it was such a special gift, but when I was a kid, I'll just been like mid 2000s, maybe early 2010.
Yeah.
My grandparents lived on the farm, and the ones that you would come help me decorate their house
Yes. Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
were in
Yeah.
college, they like took all of their ornaments that they had on their tree and they split them up into boxes for each of us as grandkids. So we each got like a box of ornaments from their tree.
Yeah.
Again, when you're like 10, like I didn't have a Christmas tree, so I don't think I like really registered like how special of a gift that was.
Yeah.
And now as an adult though, like every time we decorate our tree, like I pull out that box and I still have the card that my grandma wrote like, on that, like in that box, and then I pick out like there's a lot of ornaments in there. So I pick out 4 or 5 of my favorites. My grandma loves carousels, and one of them's a carousel with all of her kids' birthstones and her name on it. And yeah, it's just like again, now
Love
as an
that.
adult, and that's a really special gift that like I will have for a really long time. And
Yeah.
I think it's helped me recognize the significance of ornaments on trees because now I think so many people, right, they worry about what your tree looks like and you go by the perfect color and the perfect theme, which I will say I have some of that. But it's also made me think about all these special ornaments that go on my tree of are these going to be things that my kids and grandkids would someday put on their tree? And I know that's so cheesy and
I love
nostalgic and
it.
sentimental, but so like all these places that we've traveled to are these fun things that I see that really represent who we are. And so yeah, that one comes to mind. But I also feel like my mom is a really good practical and like a practical gifter and what you just said of the like, finding things that I would never even think about that when I
Yeah.
open it, I'm like, this is genius.
Why
Like
didn't I think of that?
yes,
Yeah.
like she's done it so many times where I'm like, huh, wouldn't have ever, why didn't I put that on my list? Like, that's
Yeah.
genius. And really, even experience based. She bought Travis and I a gift card to do this sea kayaking in Duluth through these sea caves. I think they're called sea caves. But again, not something that maybe I would have found it at some point, but she was in Duluth and someone was talking about it and she knew that Travis and I love to kayak and she was like, this would be a really cool experience for them. They would have a great time and hopefully we'll get to use a gift card this summer. But yeah, it's just stuff that, oh, I wouldn't have thought to put that on my list, but also I love an
Yeah.
experience gift. So it would just like work wonderfully. And I was like, this is super cool. Thanks for thinking of us in that way.
That was, when did she get you that? This
Last Christmas,
last
but
year?
then
Okay.
we weren't able to use it this summer. So we'll use it
Yeah.
this upcoming summer, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, like stuff like that. And it always, I think getting those types of gifts is also why sometimes I stress so hard about giving a gift because I want to create that experience for
Yep.
someone. And in reality, like that's not realistic for every person. Sometimes you do just have to get them what's on their list, what they want. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I do love finding a very specific gift that you know represents who someone is or what they might really want or creating an experience for them. So
Hmm.
I try to do that, but then inevitably it's,
Yeah.
December as we talked about, and sometimes that just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Would you say when you're trying to get gifts for Travis, is he usually like, this is exactly what I want? Or is he,
Mm.
oh, get me whatever?
Yeah, it's a great question. The nice thing about our relationship is that neither of us are gift people.
Okay.
That's the lowest on our love languages. And
Okay.
so I think when we first started dating, we did gifts for birthdays and Christmas. And neither of us were ever like, oh, this is what I really want. And so it was more this, okay, what do we think that they might want? And he
Yeah.
also was really good at a practical gift. The first couple years, he got me things that I was like, whoa, never would have thought about that, but that's actually really
Yeah.
great. And then I got him probably the more sentimental gifts, which really shows who we are. But now we've come up with a new tradition where instead of gifts, we always pick a day after Christmas where we start with breakfast at the Shack in Fargo, our favorite breakfast place.
So good.
We go get a massage together and then we go to Barnes and Noble and we each have to pick out a book for each other. So
Love
like we go
that.
our separate ways and sometimes we'll do it where it's like, here's my list of 5 books that I would want,
Okay.
pick one. We've done it 1 year where it was blind, like I go to the history section, he goes to the fiction section. And then we come back. I think last year we did where we picked two, and then when we came back together, you got to pick which one you wanted.
Okay.
We've also done where we both have Goodreads, so it's like, okay, go to my Goodreads list and find one. So I don't know what we'll do this year, but we always buy the book and then we will spend a few hours just reading that day because it's one of our
I
favorite things
love
to do.
that.
So I've
Yeah.
I've enjoyed that more. We do
Okay.
stockings, which that is super simple though. It's candy and socks. So it's like find a fun pair of socks for the other person,
Okay.
but it takes away some of the pressure because again, neither of us are
Definitely.
major gift people, and I love getting them from other people. I'm so appreciative of my parents and my in-laws and siblings. I would much rather just spend time, like especially with Travis, because it's the
Yeah.
same bank
That quality
account. Like let's
time.
just like spend time together and use our money for like good food and books and things. But yeah, I'm glad because it was one that I was always like, I don't know what to get him. Like if he wants something, he buys it. Vice versa, I do the same.
Yeah.
We've shifted that. But what about you and Allie?
I feel like that's what's so hard about like as an adult, you're like, well, if I want it, I'm just gonna get it. Like if you have the means to be able to do that, it's great.
Yep,
So
exactly.
definitely that's kind of like how we are too. Allie always is good about coming up with like he's like, I want this one thing. And sometimes it will be a $20 gift, and then sometimes it will not be a $20 gift, and then he's like, only one thing. Like this year it was not a
Yeah.
$20 gift, but he was like, I just want this one thing. And I was like, okay. But for me, I love to give a gift. I don't care
Mm,
as much about like receiving the perfect gift. Like
yeah.
I love the like, I'm gonna pick out this something if it's not to the level where it's stressful. If it starts to get
Yeah.
stressful, I'm
That's fair.
like, okay, this isn't no longer fun for me. But for him, it's so hard for me to find a gift because I'm like, well, he has everything that he kind of wants. I can't pick
Hmm.
clothes out for him. He's not gonna really like anything that I pick. Like he's just like,
Yeah.
I know what I like and I'm gonna pick it out myself. And I'm just like, all right, you know yourself. We love that. So, like I can't do that. And so I'm like, he just needs to give me the one very specific thing. Again, I'm not really like, I don't really care what I end up getting. And so I'm
Yeah.
kind of just like, oh, you can get me whatever. And that's not helpful for him because he stresses about gifts. And so he's
Fair.
very much like, like I have to find something perfect. And I'm like, oh, I love to give a gift. I don't care about receiving the gift as much. You could get me a $50 Barnes and Noble gift card and I'd be thrilled. You know what I mean? So
Honestly.
I'm just like, it's all good. If you don't get me the perfect
Yeah.
thing, that is the perfect thing because I can go and pick out
Right.
whatever books I want. So I love the idea that you have of like, kind of going and like just spending a day. I
Yeah.
love that. I might steal that because that is,
Please do.
and it takes the stress, like it takes the stress away too. Because he's always like, I don't know what to get, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to get me either.
Right. I know. And it actually started like after we got married. So we had had one Christmas together before then, and I think that's maybe the
Yeah,
Christmas that we did gifts. But after we got married, a coworker of mine who's been married for, I don't know, like she has kids, but she had shared it's really important when you get married to make your own holiday tradition. You have your like traditions growing up and he has his. So now collectively like
yeah,
make sure that you guys decide what that looks like. And I was like, "Oh, that's a good concept. I hadn't thought about it in that way." Especially I think it's a weird phase of life when you're married but you don't have kids because then it's like, "Oh, inevitably we are probably the ones traveling or our flexible
yeah.
schedules and things like that." And so
Mm-hmm.
I just had never really thought about, oh yeah, I guess it is important that like, we develop what that looks like for us. And so as we started talking about it, one year we were like, let's go get couples massages because we love that. And also we do not get them enough. I
Yeah.
should get them way more often. And then the Barnes and Noble thing or like book thing was actually, I think it's Swedish tradition. There's a name for it. I should find it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like you see them on like Instagram, so it could not even be real, truthfully. But it's like this tradition of yeah, you buy a book for someone and then you like in your time reading together. And I was like, immediately, yes, that's what we're doing. That's
Yes,
us to a
love
T. Like
it.
count it good. And what you said about like giving gifts, as you were saying that, I was thinking about like I love that. Yeah, you're like, oh, I want to find something so special for them. And I was like, honestly, what I would love is for every person that I buy a gift for, like, let me just plan a day for you and just you go do it because I love to plan like one year Travis's siblings did couples gifts. And so for his brother and sister-in-law, we did a date day where it was like, here's your agenda, open this envelope when you get to here. And I had so much fun with that gift.
That would be really
Maybe I
fun.
should just do that next year. Like, here's your day in a box. Have fun.
That's cute.
Just send people on adventures because truthfully, I love that stuff. Let me plan a whole day out.
Your little planning heart and
Yes.
organization. You're just like, yes, this, and
Yep.
then do that. And it's gonna be a
And
great
they'd be
day
like,
for
Carrie,
you.
I just want to like sit in my house. I'd be like, no, you are going to this activity. You are gonna buy this. Go have fun.
And you're gonna like it too.
Exactly.
I love
I like
it.
an experience gift so much because
Yes.
whether I'm giving or getting, I love having the things, right? And sometimes you do have to have those practical items on your list,
Yep.
but I love the idea of let's go like spend time together. Let's go do something
Mhm.
if we're gonna spend the money. But again, I always do have a list of practical things in my phone of if I don't get this for Christmas, I'll probably just buy this at some point. So
Yes.
here's something I know I want.
Here's a good option.
Yeah. But yeah, gifts are fun and tricky, and I feel like there's so much pressure on them this time of year.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone by the time they listen to this episode has got their gift shopping done. They're
Done.
all set and ready to go. No one's stressed anymore. We'll see. We'll see.
Yes. Allie does have his own tradition of always going out on the 23rd, I think, to panic buy one more thing.
Amazing.
He's done it the last 3 years, and like he always has all my gifts already done. They're under the present or under the tree and everything. And then he's like, "Well, I better go out just to double check that there's not any last minute thing that I want to buy." And I'm just like, "You don't need to do that. That's so stressful."
Love that. I was gonna say that it sounds like one of like the most stressful days of the year to go shopping. Like
I
everyone
know.
else is doing the same thing or trying to get their groceries, but
Yes.
maybe he enjoys like the people watching element of it
The
too.
stress of it.
Yeah. Or just stress yourself out before the actual Christmas day, like just to get it
Yep.
done.
Yeah.
That's
The other,
interesting.
we do have another kind of tradition. Thinking back to what you were saying about it's important as a couple to kind of make those traditions too. We usually will go on, I think it's Christmas Eve that Starbucks is still open. I don't think they're open on Christmas Day, but we
Okay.
have one that, and this is very specific to where we live right now, but there's a Starbucks less than a mile away. And so because we're in Georgia, it's really not that cold usually on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It's usually above, like, it's usually around 40 to 60, depending on the year, and the sun is shining. So it's really not that cold.
Yeah.
And so we'll walk to Starbucks and get our Starbucks and then walk back. Sometimes we'll sit there, sometimes we'll walk back depending on how cold it is, but we always do that every year. And I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be able to like carry through in future years and stuff, but just
Fair
because of
enough.
where we're at right now, but that's like one we've
Yeah.
kind of developed for ourselves temporarily, if not.
Though of like
Yes.
I feel like there's those little things. We also usually, maybe not always on Christmas Eve, like I don't know that we set the day, but we always make our hot chocolate and bundle up because we do not live where it's 40 to 60 degrees on Christmas. But looking at the Christmas lights around town and like we are nice. Sometimes we're really judgmental about people's Christmas lights of like those don't match or like well like I still love it. Like even if your Christmas lights don't match, I am just taking in the glory. Like I love going for
Love.
a walk around this time of year with my 17 layers on and you can't see my face. But like
Yes.
it's so magical. Like all the Christmas lights on people's houses in the dark and I'm just like we should have Christmas lights on houses year round. People would be
All the
much more
time.
happy. Like it
Correct.
just makes me so happy to see Christmas lights.
Yes,
I think yeah,
absolutely.
finding those like little things that can make a holiday
Mhm.
Filmore special are fun too. Even if it's just a special coffee. Like yeah, go get that coffee. That sounds great.
Uh-huh. Our run club did a little special last night. And so we
Cute.
normally only go on Saturdays in the winter just because it's so dark. Usually they'll do a Tuesday evening run. But last night we planned, me and another girl that goes to run club planned a special one because she was like, there's this neighborhood really close to one of the routes that we typically will run. And she was like, there's this neighborhood that always has great Christmas lights up. And so literally last night we had our like special run
That sounds
where we got to
amazing.
like go and like run through the neighborhood that has the really cute lights and stuff, which
I love
she actually sprained her ankle, so we walked it. But
Oh no. Okay, but even better. Like just
I know
walking through like a light festival. Oh, amazing.
exactly. She was like, you know what? We still got to see the lights, even if we didn't run through it. We got to enjoy them more because we were walking. I was like,
Exactly. It
yes.
makes me think of that New Girl episode. I think it's season one, the Christmas episode, where there's like this whole lane of houses and Jess really wants to go see them. And then they go after all the holiday parties and all the lights are off and then they just start screaming like, turn on the lights.
And they're
I'm
all like
like,
screaming out their window, like, shut up.
yes, like
Yes.
stop. We'll turn on the lights. I know that's my other favorite around the holidays. Travis and I will always take like a night and we go watch all the Christmas episodes of our favorite TV shows. So like
Oh, that's a great
we watch
idea.
like the Ted Lasso episode, we watch the New Girl, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like we just literally go watch the Christmas episodes and it makes me
Yeah.
so happy. Like Christmas in a TV show, Christmas like next to us with the Christmas tree, and like Christmas is all around. This is so great.
I always, whenever we're watching a show and there's a Christmas episode, even if it's not Christmas time, and there's a Christmas episode, I'm always like, oh my God, Merry Christmas!
Yeah.
Like the whole day, the whole
The
rest of the
whole
day. I'm
day.
like, it's
Yep.
actually Christmas today because
It's
it was in the
Christmas.
episode. So
I
just so
know.
you know.
It's the best. Like Christmas
Yes.
episodes of TV show. I wish they happened more than once a season. And sometimes
Yeah.
they skip it because they're like, this isn't, we don't
Yeah.
have to do a Christmas episode every year. But even podcasts that I listen to, they always do a Christmas episode, like where they kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the best. Tell me all about what you do for Christmas. Tell me about the
Yes.
foods that you eat. I want it all. Open your gifts on your podcast to each other. Absolutely. I can't
Please.
see what you're getting, but I want to know. It makes me so happy hearing
Tell
people
me all
talk
about
about
it.
Christmas and their holidays and all
Yes.
of the things. I
It's
could
so
do it
fun.
forever.
Same.
Not enough. Okay, on the topic of Christmas content or holiday content, we obviously
Yes.
have talked about books and how we've mentioned Barnes and Noble because we're both avid readers, you even more so
Yes.
than me. So in the category of books and movies, because I think that
Hmm.
this is a hot topic around the holidays of like, are you a person who likes these or not?
Okay.
Let's start with books since we have talked about books. Do you have
Okay.
favorite holiday themed books that you have read or things that you read around the holidays? Anything book related that makes you think of Christmas?
So I don't I don't actually I love a Christmas book any time of year. So I
Yeah,
don't
same.
ever like I'm not like, oh, I'm only gonna read this at Christmas. If I find it randomly in the middle of the year, I'm like, well, now's as good as
Yep,
time as any. Like, so I'll
exactly.
read it
Same.
still, right? But one I did, it came out like it just came out like a month ago or 2 months ago, but it's called Good Spirits by BK Borison.
Ooh, I
Have you read
have
that
heard of
one?
that one. Haven't read it yet. It's on the list.
I
But
love
I
it.
know that we love BK Borison because of her other
Yes.
books. So,
It was so good. So I really recommend that one. I'm like, it was so good. I will probably read it next year. I haven't had
oh,
one where I'm like, I feel like a lot of the ones I've read, I'm just like, I probably won't read it again, but it was like
yeah.
for the moment. But that one, I was like, oh, it just like gave me that warm feeling of like Christmas
Mm,
time. And on the topic of BK Borison, she also has that other one. What was it? Love Light
Love
Farms?
Light Farms. So cute.
So good.
So
So
cute.
I think those two might be like, I guess she just should only write Christmas books because I love them.
That'd be
And so,
amazing.
yeah, so those are the two. I've read like a few of Megan Quinn's. I don't know if you, hers are a little spicy.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
So
about.
those ones I'm like, they're good for the moment, but I'm probably not going to reread them. But yeah, I would say BK Borson's, they just feel like a warm hug. Like, you know, that like Christmas,
Yes,
like warm
the best
spirit.
type
Like,
of book to read.
so good. So yeah, I really went down a rabbit hole with her books. I was on a binge with those ones for a while there.
So when you find books like that you can just go down the rabbit hole, because yes, I also
Hmm.
loved Love Light Farms. I should reread it. It's been a couple
You
years since I
should.
have, but I remember reading it and being like, this is Hallmark in a book, and I could not be
What?
happier.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, she's got it. She knows the formula.
Yes, it is a
I love
formula. Yeah, I read one last, or I guess it was this year, because I think I read it in like February when I found it, and it's called The Book Club Hotel. I maybe have told you about it, and if
I'm reading
not,
it right now.
are you? Oh, I can't wait to
Yes.
hear your thoughts.
So
And now I'm
good.
like, I hope it's not one of those where as I tell people, I think I have told people to read this book this year, and I'm like, I hope it's actually as good as I remembered it being. But I read it in a weekend, and it was just one of those, it's at Christmas time, but like Christmas isn't the full center of the book. It's more about this book club.
Yes.
And it just, yeah, it felt like the warm hug where I was like, this book is cozy. I want
Yes.
to be in this book. I want to be in this small town at this hotel that's celebrating Christmas. And so now that's one. I haven't reread it this year yet, but I'm like, maybe that'll be like my after the new year, even though it's Christmas-esque, but it is
So Christmas spirit.
it's still Christmas spirit. I'm like, I need to read the BK Borison one.
Yes.
So many of those are, yeah, I similarly carry them on throughout the whole year because why not? And there's too many. So many people write Christmas books
Yeah.
now. And I love that Abby Jimenez is coming out with this like a few short ones
No
next
way.
year. And
I
I
love her
am going to
too.
be so stoked.
Yes.
Yeah, so I will be anxiously waiting for those to come out next Christmas because they're
So
going to be
good.
fantastic. but
Yes.
there's so many like cute holiday ones now. And like, I just don't have enough time to read them all.
Because they're books. You can't just sit down for an hour and a half and watch the
Exactly.
movie or whatever. Like you have to sit down and it's going to be at least 6 hours probably to read the book. And so
Exactly.
it's
And like, I
not like
need
a
6 hours uninterrupted. Let me just breeze through this thing. Yeah, it's
exactly.
so real. So real. I know. And that's why I feel like it always is when a summer comes along, I find myself balancing how often do I read? How often do I watch the Christmas movies? And again, not something I should stress about, but like, how do I fit it all in? Because
I want to
Christmas
watch all of
movies
them.
are also the best time of this year. Like, there's so many good Christmas movies. So, do you have a top three? Do you think you could name your top three favorite Christmas movies?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I
I mean,
know.
Elf is number one for me always
Sure.
every year. I have to watch it, otherwise it's like not actually Christmas. Like I will always watch it Christmas Day.
Love
Um,
that.
I don't know if there's any others that are like top for me like that. I think that's really my number one. I'm like blanking on every other Christmas movie I've ever watched in my life. I
Fair.
really do love the cheesy Hallmark movies, so I could
So
just
good.
sit and watch those. We actually my friend who hosts the Christmas party, we actually last year had 2 days where we like just sat and watched Christmas Hallmark Christmas movies all
Wow.
day. And then we're doing it again this year. It's coming up this Sunday. I'm so excited.
That sounds perfect. I can't imagine a better
We get
day.
snacks. We get like we just like
Oh
sit
my
in and
gosh.
like we go to this little bakery that's right next to her house and like we just gather all of the like sweet treats and like it's just so nice.
That
So I'm
sounds
very excited.
amazing.
That's this weekend. But what about I'm trying to like is there
Yeah.
others what about you top 3?
I think Home Alone is my number one. But again,
Oh
some of that's
god.
nostalgia. Like, I grew up watching that every Christmas. And so it's like, again, it feels like, oh, it's not Christmas if I haven't watched Home Alone. And mostly the first one. The second one's pretty good too, but I don't make that like priority to watch.
Yeah.
I do like the Santa Claus movies. I just rewatched.
I've watched those in years.
I know I hadn't either, and then I just rewatched the first one this last weekend, and I was like, oh my gosh, like kind of you don't forget about them, but like, again, hadn't really made it a priority to watch them. But I was like, no,
Yep.
I want to watch now. I'm like, oh, I should watch the second and third. But yeah, I mean, Elf is of course a classic.
Mm,
You have it's just it's so good and it's so funny. I feel like
yes.
every time you watch it, it gets more enjoyable. And then honestly, yeah, I like put Hallmark in a whole category of its own.
Yes.
I can watch, I don't love the older ones. Like now, I'm like, okay, the new ones are still cheesy, don't get me wrong. But you watch the old ones and you're like, oh, this is like pretty painful. But the last 5 years, I'll go back 5 years and I literally, we have YouTube TV and I just record all of them. And then I'm like, oh, after
Oh,
work, lunch, what am I? I'm like
yes.
watching, I just record them all. And some of them, of course, are not, they're not all quality, as some would say, but some of them are like so fun and cute, and there's other ones. The amount of times I have teared up at a Hallmark Christmas movie, and why? This is everything's the same. It's a copy and pasted formula, but every time, I don't know what it is.
I
Something
get you.
about like, whatever the lesson they learned, them coming back together. I don't know what it is, but I will
Yes.
tear up every time, and I'm just like, Carrie, you don't cry
It's
in
my
other
favorite
Christmas
way to cry
movies.
in December, if I'm honest.
Yeah, actually, though,
Give me
like
one of those Hallmark movies. I'll get the tears going.
yes, 110%. I'm right there with you. They
Yes.
just like are so wholesome and sweet. And yes, people make fun of them for all being exactly the same, but that's what I want at Christmas. I don't want
That's
surprises. I want
exactly.
I want to
It,
know they're going to be together by Christmas. Everything's going
hmm.
to magically work out.
It's
I
gonna
watched one
snow.
recently. Yep, the snow. However, I do living in Minnesota, and I'm sure you can relate. Sometimes I do have to like they have like 7 feet of snow, and they're wearing a sweater like I am, and that's not how that works.
You're like,
Like,
you'd be very cold, actually.
yeah, it's and they're like, oh, like a cute little hat, and I'm like, no, you have the face coverings, you have the snow boots.
I
I
wouldn't be
want to
able to
see a
kiss if you were
realistic
outside
one.
like this.
Yes, I watched one this year. I don't remember what it was called, but these two sisters, their grandma passes away, and then she sends them on this like adventure to you probably did you watch it? She
I
said it's
think
a different
so.
country, Paris maybe, or somewhere in France. And they have her journal, and then she planned their trip for them to do exactly what she did when her and their grandpa met or something. And they
Yeah.
have this tour guide. Of course, one of them inevitably falls in love with the tour guide, but they
Love.
have to climb up this snow mountain in France. And they are wearing like, cute snowsuits. And I was like, that is not how that works. I
You would be in a
promise
full
you.
snowsuit.
Oh yeah, like not this cutesy, and maybe garments in France are much warmer. But that is not how that would work. You would be
Yeah.
bulky. I think the sisters were in a fight, so she left the cabin, and then there was a snowstorm, and they're so worried about her, and she's just sitting there so cold. And I was like, no, you would have frostbite if you're in a
Yeah.
mountain storm. You would have frostbite. That's not how
If
this
you'd been outside
works.
for more than an hour at this point, you would definitely have frostbite.
Exactly. So it's just like you can't watch them from a critical standpoint. You have to watch them
Definitely
just
not.
to watch them. But
Yep.
they are enjoyable. Like I will
Yeah,
put them on and now I'm like maybe I need to do a day where I just watch them all day long like you are
you
because that
should.
sounds great.
A 10 out of 10 recommend. It's my favorite. It's one of the traditions I've adopted here. So, it's so
As you
nice.
should. As
Yes.
you should.
Yes.
So
I will
many.
say, yes, for Christmas, I feel like Lindsay Lohan really had a stint where she did five
Yes.
in one year,
Oh,
and
it's
they were
Netflix, right?
all so good. Yeah, I
Yes.
loved all of them. I was like, top tier, would recommend, we should watch that. I think I
Yes.
literally had one where I like watched, so me and my friend, we don't really like watch too many Christmas movies leading up to that were new
Sure.
for the year because we
Okay.
want to watch them together, right? We want to have
Fair.
that experience together. So we don't usually watch them until then. But there was one year, I think it was either last year or the year before, I like was like, oh, this one looks so good. And I watched it. And then I got to her house like the next weekend and she was like, oh, I've been really wanting to watch this one. It looks so good. And I was like, yeah, let's watch it. I've never seen it.
It might be great. Yeah,
But
I
I was
feel
just
that.
like, yeah, that one. And then like halfway through, I said something and she goes, oh, have you watched this one? I was like, yeah, but it's really good. We can keep watching.
So true. And now that's such a good point though, that now it's not just Hallmark. Netflix makes their own
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
Amazon Prime has some. And so it's all of a sudden like how am I going to fit all these in with the classics? Because you have to keep watching the classics.
Yes, you do.
Apple TV, we watch Spirited every year now, which is Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, and it's so funny. I think it maybe came out last year or the year before.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones now. And so I've been going through all the Netflix ones too. And again, not all quality, but that's not what you're there for. You are
No,
there for the structure, the formula
the
that
formula.
comes together. Yes. My mom and I are talking about next year because Hallmark always does big, I think it's like multiple weekends in November where it's a Hallmark festival in Kansas City where all the actors from the movies are there and it's like this whole experience.
Stop.
Yeah, my mom and I are
In
like, I think we
November?
have to go next year. I think it's like November and December weekends. It's at this big
Oh,
hotel in the convention center.
Carrie, you have to tell me if you do that because I will come.
Great.
I
I will,
will
I
be
will let
there.
you know. That literally sounds right up my alley. Of course, I'm in Hallmark Christmas movie Facebook groups. I am still one of those losers who uses Facebook groups
You are
because they're
not a loser,
amazing.
please. You're getting
Fair enough.
informed.
They're actually really helpful. I am so envious of the people in that Facebook group because I'm gonna guess a lot of them are maybe retired. That's just an assumption based on probably Hallmark's viewership.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
real.
post like there are some that like, make a list of every new Hallmark movie and then post reviews in this Facebook group and are
Love
so
doing that.
strategic. And I was like, that's what my retirement dream is. That's all I want to do. Let me just in this Facebook group be the expert on all these Hallmark movies. And they post pictures of all their decorated houses, which I love,
They're gorgeous.
but they go Hallmark level, multiple trees. The house is decked out. And I'm like, I thought I did a good job decorating. I am failing in comparison.
Listen, anyone who has more than one Christmas tree in their house, I'm like, they've made it. They
We do
have
have
it. Do
two, and
you have to?
we have two now. And I did feel like, wow,
Carrie, you've
this is
made
a new
it.
level. I know. And I'm like, I have mini Christmas trees. I have one in my office. Weirdly, our bathroom has a mini Christmas tree. We have one in our
Like
room. But those
little
are the
rooftop ones. Yeah, those
yeah.
ones are
But I'm
cute.
like, it still has to count, right? It's still a Christmas tree. But yes,
Absolutely.
we have our classic tree upstairs. That's the big one. And then downstairs, last year was the first year we did it, where it's essentially our holly nugget tree. We have
Cute.
basketball ornaments, football ornaments, holly colored ornaments, and then Travis's grandma quilts. She's so talented. And so for our upstairs tree, she had made us a tree skirt when we got married. And so last year we had asked her if she would make us a holly colored tree skirt. It was so fun. We got to go pick out the fabrics with her. And
So
surprisingly,
cute.
we're able to find a lot of maroon and gold
Yeah.
fabrics. And so now we have that tree skirt. And honestly, it's such a vibe. Like being on any level of your house and having a Christmas
Uh,
tree, I'm like, yeah, this
you
is
don't have
it.
to go to a specific location then to feel the
No,
spirit. Like I have to go to my
exactly.
living room and sit in the ambiance of my Christmas tree, but if I had one in here, that'd be great. Like,
I know. I
there's
did say
not
next
room.
year, I'm like, maybe I need a real Christmas tree in my office. That might be the next level here. I don't have a
It
lot of space,
is.
but
Yeah.
I also did see in my book lovers Facebook group, because why wouldn't I be in one of those?
Listen,
We
at
need
this
them.
point, Facebook is for Facebook groups, actually. I don't
Honestly,
really
that's
go on
so
there.
real.
I don't go on there except to scroll through my groups that I'm in. So I need to join some
Wow.
good ones. Do
Yeah, I'll
you
send
actually
them to
scroll
you.
through your Facebook feed? Do like I do, but
I'm
not
a
really.
little bit, but not really. And honestly, now with the algorithm how it is, it's mostly my Facebook groups.
Same.
Like, and I'm like, how do I see the people I actually am friends with? But I'm like, also, I want to know about these people's books that they're reading. Tell me all about them. And then
Literally.
I sometimes get a little too into it. Someone the other day was like, I am looking for like a Christmas book for my book club. And I was like, hold up, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, 900 people have already commented. I don't think that your one comment is going to make that big of a difference to this person. She's got enough books to choose from already. But if I can contribute to the book community, why not? And
Please.
one of the girls that was in this group, and again, there's probably millions of people, I don't know. She,
At
for
least
every book that she read in 2025, she made the cover into a Christmas ornament.
I love those ones.
I know, and I was like, that's what I want. My office tree could be my book tree, but do I have the skills
Exactly.
to make that happen? Maybe not. I could learn. I could, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
What
see.
you could do, here's an alternative. What I've also seen is where people will get like the little ornaments, like the globe ornaments, and
Okay.
they'll print off pictures, like but like mini,
Oh,
and they'll put them in the ornament. So then it'll be like my reads of 2025
that
or
is
my
a
reads of
much more
2024.
attainable.
And so that would be like low stakes. Like you would just literally need to like color print all
That
of the
would be much.
books.
You know what I could also do? Going back to, the ornaments you made in kindergarten with popsicle sticks, I could
Yes.
just print off the book cover on a white
Love
sheet
it.
of paper, glue it to some popsicle sticks.
You're onto
There's my
something.
ornament. That could work. That could work. So, we'll see what next year brings if I had a third tree. But yeah, there is something about having Christmas trees in your house that just make it feel so much more homey and Christmassy.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Okay, we're coming up on time, which this flew by. We could talk about
This
Christmas
is
for literally forever.
no
But I
forever.
thought we could end with some holiday rapid fire because why not? So,
Okay.
courtesy of Copilot, these are the questions that it gave us to discuss.
Okay.
When do you decorate for the holidays?
Always after Thanksgiving. It's
Yeah.
usually the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. So it's like after Black Friday and then Saturday. Sometimes we'll go get the decorations on Saturday and then Sunday we'll decorate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I used to be a Black Friday or the Saturday after. Now I feel like it depends on when Thanksgiving falls. This year it was super late, so we decorated the weekend before, but yeah, not too early. Travis loves Thanksgiving, so I have to let him take in that holiday.
Let him live
But
in it.
yeah, so it usually just depends.
Yeah, Allie, he's very much like, no, it has to be after Thanksgiving. And I'm just like, if it were up to me, I'd probably put him up November 1st, to be honest. Like,
Honestly,
Christmas for
yeah,
2 months. That's what I
I
would
know.
like.
Well, it's a lot of work to put up all your decorations too, and so it's like I want to enjoy
Exactly.
them for a long
Yeah.
time.
And I only
I
get to for
know.
3 weeks, you're telling me? Please.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, if you could invite any fictional character to your holiday dinner, who would it be and why?
This is supposed to be rapid fire?
I
Gosh.
know that's fair. That's not a rapid fire question, co-pilot.
Okay, off the top of my head, I feel like from Throne of Glass, it would have to be someone from
Ooh.
there.
Okay.
Of course, I'm going back to books. That's where my brain immediately went when you said fictional characters. I didn't think about
Yeah.
movies.
I
So I
didn't either,
didn't
actually.
even,
My mind went to books too.
yeah, I didn't even broach that. I think probably, I really like, I don't know, I might butcher her name, Lysandra,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
like bestie in the books.
Yeah.
I feel like I would love to sit and just chat with her because she's like on the edge
Mm.
of all of the action and stuff. And like she's sometimes really in it, but like I feel like she'd just have some good, she's got to be like observation skills and like, I feel like she'd just be interesting. What about you?
Oh, that's such a good answer. Okay, since you went book, I'll go TV show or like movie.
Okay.
I do love Ted Lasso, and I am obsessed with the like boss in that movie. Her name's Rebecca, and
Okay.
she's just a powerful woman. She's funny, she's
Love that.
smart. Like you could come to my dinner. Let me just pick your brain about owning a football club in England and
Ooh.
having amazing fashion, and she can sing. She has a on like the actual act like the actual
Yeah, yeah,
person,
yeah.
Hannah
Uh-huh.
Waddingham. On Apple TV, she has a holiday special. It's like 45 minutes of her singing Christmas music. We
Love.
also watch that every year, and every year I'm like, how is her voice this good? And so she could just
Mhm.
sing for us. She probably doesn't want to, but she could
You
at
could
our
put on
holiday
a
dinner.
little concert for me though.
Yeah, like one
Surely.
song, maybe two if you're feeling it. Like just like bring us, bring the mood. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll invite her.
I love that.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe the next one will be easier. What holiday song are you playing on repeat?
Every year, All I Want for Christmas,
I know.
Mariah Carey. Like,
Does
I feel
anyone
like that's,
answer that differently?
I, I don't know that, like, that one is like my go-to, like, that's the start of the holiday season. I'm listening to
Yes,
that. It was actually on my running playlist,
as
and
it
it
should
came
be.
on when I was doing my marathon in May, and I was like jamming out to it. And I was
I
just
mean,
like,
it
yeah,
was on
let's,
my wedding dance playlist, so like right
yes.
there, right alongside of you. Yep.
Yes. If I'm going more like traditional, like just like rocking around the Christmas tree, I feel like that's just
Mm,
like a good like I love to like dance to
classic.
that and it's like a good classic. So I really like that
Yeah.
one too. But
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like one that I play if I'm gonna go find like choose a specific song. I do love Dan and Shay has a Christmas album and their music is really good. I think they have their song Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas or whatever the title is like it's just it's beautiful. I just
their
love their
voices are
voices and
so good too.
it's so good. So maybe one that I'll select. But then at like church when they sing Silent Night and if you have a candle lit every year. I don't know why I get emotional, but I'm like I get emotional. That
I'm
song
gonna
just
cry.
gets you. It gets you.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
why. Here we
does.
are. But
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good one.
Okay, and then last one, and this one hopefully is easy. Are holiday cards still worth sending or are they outdated?
Ooh. I feel like if it's not going to be stressful for the person sending it. Like if
That's
you're
fair.
going to say I love to get them. I think they're really fun. But I also kind of want like a life update to go along with it. And I feel
Yes,
like
I feel
that's
that.
getting back to like the Kylie. She sends like her and her husband
Yes.
will send, her and Zach will send like their whole like update of the year. And I love that because like I don't get to talk to her super often.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's really fun to get to like read what you've been up to. And they always make it funny too. And I'm just like,
No,
how are
so
you like,
humorous.
so
I wish I
good?
had that ability.
Yeah, same. But so I think they're worth it if you want to do it, but I
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to
how I
force
feel
anyone to
too.
do it.
Exactly. I know. I also love a life update. We do that on our Christmas card. Ours is mostly just
Yeah.
like, what's your favorite memories from the year?
Yes,
But
I
I
love
feel like it's a nice way for those family members that we don't see super often
that. Yeah.
to like, send them an updated card, send them a
Mhm.
picture with here's our few memories.
Yeah.
And I love getting them. I love seeing people's pictures. And like you said, I love reading the
Yes.
updates. And honestly, when I go to my parents' house, my mom always has them on their counter and I will scroll through their cards. I don't know who most of
Yes.
these people are, but do I want to read their life updates? Yes.
I actually do want to know what Sally is up to.
Yes.
I don't know
100%. You
her,
got the
but
new
hope
job?
she's good.
Heck yeah. Go you. Like, oh, this person
Yes.
had a baby?
Good
Wonderful.
for
Like,
them.
don't know who any of these people are, but yeah, I feel like stamps have gotten more expensive. So it's an investment to send a holiday card now.
Yes, yeah.
And so I'm like, I actually this year when we were prepping for it, I tried to find a free, because I'm cheap, a free way to do like e-card to people. It doesn't exist to my
Mhm.
knowledge. I searched the depths of the internet, but I think there's a world in which like we still mail some holiday cards to like, the special group of people and stuff, but then
Yeah.
like more of like an e-card vibe of like, hey, I want to give you an update, but I'm going to save myself a stamp.
Could you do so? This is me. I've never sent a holiday card in my life. I will
It's
buy
okay.
a card at the store and I'll send my grandma a card every year, but I don't
Cute.
send like a holiday card to
Yeah.
anyone really. Allie and I have just like never I feel like eventually when we have kids we'll do it, but like as of right now, I'm like, it's just us and the cat. So like I'm sure people would love to see that. And like I love to
Hmm.
see you and Bear and Travis. And so like I love to see it. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sure people would be like, oh, that's cute. But I just have never I'm not as organized as you to be honest. And I feel like just one extra thing I would be stressed about it. And so like I'm
Understandable.
like,
I do
I don't
start
need to
thinking
do
about it in like
it.
August, so
Yes.
fair.
But have you thought about because you were saying e-card, have you thought about like making one on Canva? Like making a
So that's
card on
actually how we
Canva.
made our card this year was on
Okay.
Canva. But then
But
I was
can't you
like
just
trying to
like
figure out like
e-send it that way? Or no? Or what do you mean by like e?
like you get it in your inbox where you like I've seen like people do it for like an RSVP request
Yeah,
that you're
yeah,
invited
yeah,
to this,
yeah.
and it like still has a cute like virtual envelope that you open, and it's like a whole
Yes.
thing.
Okay. So you
Yes, because
wanted
I
to do
like I
more than
definitely
just
could
send
like
it as an
copy and
attachment.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it.
But also that's like a good solution, right? I could just send it as attachment with a cute holiday message.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Every year brings something new, and then I inevitably am like, nah, we'll send them out. But we also have this Christmas memory book that I found online that every year you sit down and it has a spot where you can put your Christmas card that you sent out or just Christmas pictures. And then it has different questions. So it's kind of a journal of like,
Yeah, cute.
what did we eat at the holidays? What did we like? How did we celebrate our year?
Yeah.
And so I'm always like, well, we have to do an actual Christmas card because I have to have one to put in the book. But
We
we
must
are
print
like
at
ours
least
is
one.
always yes, like and ours is always dog themed. I am running out of dog themed holiday phrases.
I have noticed you
So
have had a different one every time.
every year,
Don't
but
think
I
that
have
goes unnoticed. I've noticed that. I'm like,
I
one
really
year it was like
appreciate that.
happy holidays and
Yep,
then like have a
exactly.
possum Christmas or something like that. And I'm just
Love
like,
it.
that's
I
so
love
I
the
love
dog
it.
puns.
Love a
But I'm
pun.
like, ooh, as I look at like the designs on different websites, I'm like, yep, done that one, done that one. And I'm like, oh no, when are we gonna run out
Yeah.
of dog themed phrases? And then I was like, if we have kids someday and they're on our holiday card, do we still do a dog themed phrase because Bear's not the only person? Or does it have to be something else? So we'll see when it comes to that point in
True.
our life, we'll see what comes up. But yes, Bear is like very much a feature in our card. Like multiple people this year have reached out and been like, "Love seeing Bear's update on your card." Okay, well this was so fun. We could continue doing this forever. But I thought we would end with like a warm holiday toast because why not?
Well, okay.
And just before we do that, thank you for celebrating with me.
Yeah,
It's so fun. And us being across the country just makes me feel like we got to celebrate Christmas together, even if
you
it was just in a
did.
in a different way. I'm gonna read it because I don't have this memorized.
Okay, no worries.
But so our holiday toast for the year. Here's to the magic of the season, the laughter, the memories, and the moments that remind us what matters most. May your holidays be warm, your hearts be full, and your dreams be bold. As we step into a new year, let's chase the large and small bold adventures and live with courage and joy. Cheers to a season of celebration and a year of bold possibilities.
Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you again for celebrating with me, Caitlin, and happy holidays to everyone that's listening. Happy holidays and a happy new year. We'll talk to you all again soon.
yeah.